Lube and I had a dream about you and Lana last night. I mean, many dreams. It was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. Oh, I think when Lindsay had sent me pictures, my mind was fixed on these pictures, and you both were in like several dreams. Okay, so Tony, you're in Virasana. For that matter, if anyone needs to sit in Virasana, please do. Marina, that's fine the way you are. Okay, so sit in any comfortable position of your cross-legged. Give a good lift to your spine so that you feel the lift of the side ribs, the armpit chest slightly moving forward without digging in the lower spine. And then you can adjust the hands well at the top of the thigh. Allow the eyes to close, and as you close the eyes, don't let the chest drop. So just sitting here now, no struggle to sit, setting aside, planning, manipulating, controlling thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future, and just dedicate yourself to this present time. Dedicate yourself to silence. See if you can once again dive deep under the waves of thought, the waves of mind states, emotions, basically. Knowing that it is possible and knowing that it all is manageable. Cultivating that quality of confidence that whatever comes your way, you're able to manage. Not feeling overwhelmed. And then again, continuing with Thich Nhat Hanh's Gata, breathing in the here, breathing out, in the now, in the now. This just allows yourself to have that quality of steadiness, sturdiness, knowing everything is possible, manageable. And then if you care to, you can fold the palms in front of your chest and repeat, may I be a boat, a raft, a bridge for all beings to cross the flood. May I be a resting place for the weary. May I be medicine for all who are sick. May I be a lamp in the darkness for those who are lost. And may I do so as long as earth and sky and galaxies exist, until all sentient beings are enlightened. I vow to be here to serve them all. And then when you're ready, you can allow your gaze to lift, open your eyes, relax your hands, and stretch out your legs. So we're going to begin as we did in a very shortened variation of Viparita Karani. So you can see I have my setup, which might be very different from yours, a bolster and a blanket in the same configuration, same shape as the bolster, about 5 inches from the wall. All right, so the easiest way to come into it is put yourself on the side of the bolster, quickly swing your legs up at the wall and start with the feet hip-width apart. So we're going to just start with this one because it will prepare you for some of we're going to do leg stretches and a bit of forward bending that we did on Tuesday. If you're not doing this pose, then lie, make a roll for your blanket, like we've done many times, have it on the spine so you can call attention out to your spine. So remember this, the head is in line with the heart, not below the heart. Have the feet, Gail, hip width apart. So Tony, let's see. You might be a little bit too far away from the wall there. Take your arms out to the sides by the hips first, and then we'll bend the elbows. Yeah. So Tony, I think because you are tall. Let me see the bolster. Oh, you have the blanket. Yeah. There's a way of, if 2 blankets is too much, then you simply do this. And I've done it this way too, where I don't need really 2 blankets. but I actually place it so I have a blanket and a half. That might also work for you, Tony. Nancy, that looks good. So the buttocks drop into the lower well. There should be spreading at the lower abdomen. If there's, and Mary Beth, this addressed your question. Oftentimes, if you're on too low a height, well, first of all, it distorts the shape of the pose. The pubic bone is too high, but the lower lumbar doesn't spread. So there should be no digging in of the back body. Lubna, that looks good. If you have back issues, probably better to lie flat. Peggy, good. Tony, that's it. Now, yeah, just wriggle. Yeah. So the bottom of the pubic bone should be lower than the navel. The bottom of the pubic bone, which means that generally speaking, generally people tend to take too little height for this one. It just goes without saying. Part of it's because it's just prop intensive. Elaine, that's good. Julia, that's it. Yeah. I'd say if you want to work, tomorrow, if you practice this, and if you're on one blanket like you are, Julia, then try what it would be like with a blanket and a half versus 2 blankets. And that's what I would probably say to you, Tony. All right. Just have now, bend your arms out to the, just bend them so that the upper arm, lower arm, and close into the sideways, have the palms facing each other, as we do like in Chatuspadasana, and use this arm position to dig in. Now, I realize for some of you, the bolster is wide. Anthony, you can put your elbows on the bolster. Yes. And now dig the thoracic in, alert the spine. Yes, if your trunk is not, if you have a shorter trunk, the bolster is going to be impeding getting the elbows on the floor, but everyone can do that. So that's it. So feel the back bend in the upper back, but the forward bend in the, now that's good. The forward bend in the legs. Peggy, that looks good. So the navel bend, if you put one of your palms on the navel, it should have this quality of what they, hence the name of the pose, inverted lake pose. It should feel like a lake. You know, when we think of a lake, we think of water spreading, a rippleless lake, perhaps, you know, not a way on like an ocean of waves. We think of a lake generally being calm, calmer than an ocean. So the abdomen is now your lake, hence the name of the pose, inverted lake pose. Okay, now just go a little wider in the legs, more like an Upavishta, but not as wide typically. Run the inner edges of the feet. Marina, yeah, and if you can't strain the leg, right leg, don't worry about it, right? You'll feel your backs of the thighs. Most of you who are close enough to the wall, you'll have that contact of the wall to the leg. So use the wall now to spread. Gail, you could take the legs just a smidge more apart, I think. Yeah, so if you can on that wall. Yeah, if the wall is different, if you're at a wall where it has some notches in, perhaps the door, it may not feel as comfortable. Carla, note how your left leg is going out much wider than your right. So I would I know you don't have to adjust the right. You might want to consider if the right, yeah, consider adjusting, yeah, the right, well, bring the right one in. So it's if you have that plumb line from your perineum, that's it. That's good. Versus taking the right leg out. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. All right, now let's do this. Bring the legs back to hip width. Cross your legs, and the way we come out. So we didn't go through all the leg positions. That's fine. One doesn't need to. Scoot head side and just rest with the backs of the thighs, the classical exit, and then we'll change the cross. All right, just rest there. Viparita Karani is a very utilitarian pose. You know, it's wonderful at the end of class. It's wonderful at the beginning of the class. It's used as a restorative pose. It's half forward bend, half back bend. So it can be used for, as we're doing it, for a forward bend sequence. It can also be used as a back bend sequence. It's just one of these all around poses. All right, change the cross. Okay. And then roll over to your side. All right, we're going to start off with child's pose. Marina, you could sit in the chair and extend the arms forward. I mean, child's pose can be a problem for some people's knees because the knee is in flexion. To some degree, it's weight bearing. So what I'm going to have you do is this first. And remember, if your buttocks don't come to your heels, you build the support up with the bolster. So first we're taking the arms backward. Then we're taking the arms out to the sides. And then we're stretching the arms forward. In this position, they'll be in preparation for dog pose. Elaine, when we do dog pose, you can simply do Prasarita Padottanasana first with legs at the wall, and then freestanding. Okay, let me see, Julia. Okay. So remember, if you're Marina, yes, sit in the chair and extend, put the feet, yeah, exactly. All right. So the arms are backward. Many of you have your arms forward. Backward with the palms up or facing each other. Okay. If your head is taking a plunge, Peggy, be aware of the neck, keep the sides of the neck parallel to the floor, then put forehead support. Marina, that's right. All right, now go out to the side, have the palms flat on the floor. Marina, you can do this even though they're not supported by a floor. This is the decentralized position. Now, I just want to tell you something. Some of you stayed after class on Tuesday. We're talking about the trapezius hiking up into when we did Paschimottanasana. So having the arms in this position, feel your trapezius. It's moving away from the neck. And then extend the arms forward, but don't let the trapezius move forward. So that's the point I'm trying to make in child's pose. Yukiko, take time. We're just doing child's pose. Good, Julia. So we went from backward. Decentralized is fine, Lubna. So Lubna, you're still in Aqaba? Yes? That's where my dream took place. Okay. All right. Now, Elaine, you can do Uttanasana or Prasarita Padottanasana. Take your hands to the outer edges of the mat. Marina can join us. Now, we're coming into a wide dog pose. Those of you who need blocks for your hands, you know, the blocks underneath the hands makes it much easier to have access to the legs. And the safest way to use it is to put the blocks at the wall, unless you're very familiar with doing it freestanding. Okay, so wide hands, wide feet. This very decentralized. See that you have, see when you're in a decentralized position, which is the work that we did on Tuesday, how much more access you have to make the side ribs even. That was the whole point of Tuesday's lesson. And find, Marina, to bend the legs, or you could bend. So Marina, just take a look what I'm doing. I did this the other day in a class that I took, watch. I can bend the leg and then extend from the arch to the heel. And then I'm really just alternating legs. I'm alternating legs. I'm alternating legs. It's a nice way to work too. All right. Now come down. All right, now go to the narrow one, hands together to the degree that you can. If you have very tight armpits, tight shoulders, then the thumbs may not touch, and feet together. See much, up you go, narrow dog pose. You'll feel your spine more, but you will have less access to making the side ribs even. We spoke of this on Tuesday. You'll also have less access typically to the legs. Make sure that you did not shorten the distance. It's very common for when people go up in a narrow position to shorten the distance between their feet and their hands. Okay, don't let the armpits roll forward. All right, now come down and take the middle path, literally, the classic way, hands directly underneath the shoulders, feet in line with the hips, and up you go. That's right, Elaine, you can do a calf stretch that way or feet on blocks. Okay. And then you'll be able to join us in the next one. All right. So of the three, I would say you have least access to the side ribs in the narrow position, but you can feel the spine. So every variation offers something different. Hopefully you have access to evening the right side and the left side now in this middle path Adho Mukha Svanasana. Don't let the trapezius fall onto the neck. Imagine, I said this to you, Tony, imagine my hand or a block on the narrow side. So that part of your upper back is moving in. You need to come down, come down. That's it, Tony. So the upper back is concave, but not at the expense of the abdomen spilling out, right? There should be, the lumbar spine should feel broad as it felt in Viparita Karani. Good, Gail. Okay, and now come down. All right, now those of you who have two belts, terrific. Those of you who don't have two belts, use your belt, the one belt that you have for the traction, and you can grab hold of a belt, a leather belt, or even a towel. So we're going to do, I'm going to show you on this side. So this, because this is, you're doing the left leg, you're doing the right leg first, so it goes around the left arch of the foot. And if you have it just right, your tail will be moving toward the left heel and the buckle ideally not on the skin. Lubna did this for us last Friday. And the strap is not in the hip crease, but rather below it, toward the knee. So I'm going to show you. You all see it? And then you have your other belt around your right leg. So the reason I'm doing it a slightly different order than what I did on Tuesday, I want you to really feel this in your body so that when we come and stand in Parsvottanasana, you'll have the smriti in your body, the memory, and the memory of the belt, the traction belt. So use the big belt for your traction and use another belt for your right foot, or just get a leather belt or a towel or something, a rolled mat. All right, left foot to the wall. Bend the right knee. You'll find it, of course, harder to take the leg toward the chest, but that's not the point of this. Remember the metrics of this pose, Marine, except for you. The legs are straight, the side walls of the chest are even, and the hips are balanced. So we're working on hips, right? You have to keep the hips balanced. So what happens in this pose? The right hip tends to hike up, right? It hikes up. It also moves out to the side, which is an issue for down the road revolved triangle. Your mission is to keep the right hip pinned in, right hip moves to the right? And keep the right thigh pressing back. That's, of course, helped by the traction belt. So your side ribs are even and your hips are even. That's the metrics. Okay. And then any amount, take the leg toward you. So when I mean any amount, like, don't make that the goal here. The goal is straight legs. Good, Mary Beth. Straight legs. Even side ribs and even hips. Now, just imagine you flipped up onto your right foot, left foot. You're standing, right? You're standing. You'd be in Parsvottanasana. We did it. Those of you who were here on Tuesday, we did it many ways. The chair worked for many of you, so I will repeat that way and offer another new way today. All right. Now, lift the chest, lift the head, keep the metrics of the pose, and bring the leg to you. So that's the kind of bowing down second stage. Now that's gonna be, yeah, really good. All right, now lower the chest, lower the head, and now flip the belt. Traction belt, take the other side. So now it's around the right arch, left, not in the hip crease, at the top of the thigh, start at 90. And then you're saying to yourself, legs are straight, chest is even, hips are balanced. The ilium bones, those are our hip bones, those are even. Don't let the left hip hike up, right? Don't let the left hip move out. Yes, Mary Beth, you can do that too. All right, now begin to move the leg. That's it. Right above the knee, Tony, press it back if you can. Let there be no hills and valleys in your legs, right? Except for Marina. She can have a little hill, a little valley. Okay, back so that legs are straight. Remember, make your pose effortless. Don't exert all the energy in the beginning. It's like climbing up a mountain, right? And then raise the chest, raise the head. And that's it, Carla. And then roll that right thigh in, press it down. Hips are even. Left hip not hiking up, left hip not moving out. You'll need this down the road when we take on today revolved triangle. Everyone's not favorite pose. Okay, now speaking of revolved triangle, we're doing Ekapada Jethro Parvatasana, or better known as Supta Padangusthasana 3. Those of you who have groin issues, you must do it with another belt. So this is the one I'm going to just show. Let's see how best to show this. Oh, this way. All right, so you'll take your right leg up. Again, you'll have your belt. Now this one, you're going to hold it with the opposite hand. So right leg, now the left arm is holding it. And now say I have a right groin issue. I'm putting the belt pretty much where that traction belt was and pulling to the right. Let me show it this way, pulling to the right. Lubna, you're doing both sides in that manner, okay? And if anyone is unclear about how to use, so, you know, we have a small class, it's wonderful. If you have any questions and you don't understand what I'm talking about, please unmute yourself and ask me, okay? So when I say a groin issue, oftentimes this pose can be problematic in this part. You'll feel like people who have had labral tears, you see where my hand is, this groin area, like on a diagonal. If you get any pain in crossing the right leg to the left, I'm resisting the thighs away. Gail, are you clear? There should be no, you're not clear? All right, let me just, go ahead, Gail.
I just want to know if the leg with the strap on, which way is it moving?
Okay, so let me just show this again. So you're going back to the right leg, just in the way we just say you don't have a groin issue. All right, you're taking the right leg to the left, not to the right. Supta 3. So this right leg I'm holding with my left hand. Can you see this angle, Gail?
Yeah.
But here's the point. Because this leg is crossing over to the left, many people get groin pain. So in order to prevent that, I'm taking another belt and resisting the opposite way. It works really well. I hope that's clear. And this will save you. Lubna, that's beautiful. Okay, so I want to make sure. So Gail, this pose is Supta 3, and you're holding with the left hand. Stay with your chest parallel to the ceiling, and then cross the right to the left, turn the abdomen left to right so that the chest stays on the median line. The right hip will lift a little bit. Anyone who has groin issue, Carla, that's excellent pose, the way you're working with the hand, that wrist, the strap on the wrist, really good. All right, so those of you who know revolved triangle, just imagine you're doing revolved triangle. Is this not revolved triangle? So we did Supta 1, Parsvottanasana, Supta 3, revolved triangle. All right, change sides, well done. Now I will say that if you need the belt on the right side and don't need it on the left, then no need. But many people actually do use the belt for both sides. Especially if that's it, Lubna. Carla, are you using the purple on the other, you're using the left side? Yeah, okay, fine. Julia, all right, good. Peggy, yes, that's good. So I'm just watching those of you who are using the second belt. So I'm glad to see that we're doing a little bit of therapeutics. All right, on the, in this pose. Beautiful. So that's Supta Padangusthasana 3. Well done. Okay, now come out. We're not doing all the suptas. We did that last week. All right, now Parsvottanasana. So what I would say is if you're the kind of person whose hamstrings are tight, then clearly work with the leg at the wall. In this case, the back leg, the left leg. So we're going to start out with the way we did on Tuesday. I know not everyone was here. So we took the chair and this is the backrest. So just let me walk, I'm gonna show you this. So now my left heel is at the wall, I'm stepping back. If you could come into it from Urdhva Hastasana, Urdhva, what's the name of the pose? UHP, Utthita Hasta Padasana. So I've angled in the backrest right at that hip crease, right at the hip crease. And then use the arms to lift the trunk off the pelvis, which is an important action for the hips. And then you're going to bend forward. Many of you were able to turn the pelvis over the femur heads with the backrest in that crease. And then use the rungs of the chair to slide down and go down like you did in Supta 1. All right, so let's see this. Good, Val. But go slowly, just don't, go slowly. That's it, Mary Beth. Use the arms to lift the trunk up, keep the legs straight, and then slide the arms down. Feel like so you're using that backrest to get the proprioception of the pelvis turning over the femur heads. Good, Marina. And then go down, Lubna. Now remember what I said about Supta 1. Are your side ribs even? Right side, left side? Chances are the right side feels shorter, right? So what are you going to do? You have to move. Use your hand. Mary Beth, you use it in Supta 1. Put the thumb and index finger right at that hip crease and move it back toward the wall so that the right side, remember this is all about proprioception, and then continue to bow down. Right hip moves to the left. In. I think I said it wrong on Supta 1. Right moves in. Hips are balanced. You need to stay in concave, that's fine. Legs are straight. Okay, now come up and change sides. Well done. If you need to stay in concave, if you don't want to bring your head down, that's fine. You can just stay in concave. All right, right heel to the wall, left leg in front. Legs are straight. Get the metrics of Supta 1. Use the backrest to have the pelvis turn over the femur heads, good Gail, and go down. It's interesting because the legs of the chair are wider, it helps you prevent that falling of the trapezius on the neck. Go all the way down. That's it, Yukiko. Go down. Walk down, Julia. Bow down. Carla, inch out a little bit with the front foot. That's it. Suck that shin in or turn. Yes, if you can't suck the left shin in, then turn the left foot out. That's fine. Good, Val. Hips are even. The back rest, right? So remember, when the left leg's in front, so the right side will tend to stay back. Bring the right thigh around so you can feel the right ilium bone on the back rest. Okay, these look good. Of course, you feel the back rest. I can't feel it for you. Okay, and now inhale up your come. Okay, those looked really good. Now, I'm going to do this anyway because I had planned this, although I will say that because you have the rungs to walk down, the issue of resting your abdomen on your thigh was less. But let me just show you this way. You can set aside the chairs. I'm going to come back and do it freestanding. Watch. So say I'm a kind of person that my shin bows out a lot. I'll actually turn my right foot out a smidge, then my right shin sucks in. And then I come into the pose, and then say I can't get my abdomen in contact with the thigh. I'm going to bend the leg, merge the thigh with the chest, and then slowly draw up from the knee to the thigh, keeping that right hip pinned in, don't letting the right hip lift up, right? Keep rolling the left thigh forward. Imagine I still have the backrest and go down, okay? So this will help many of you now without the chair. Going from bent to straight. Step back with the left leg. Suck the right shin in. If it still bows out, turn the right foot out. Left heel can still be at the wall. Good, Marina. Okay, now bending at the hips. Have the memory of your backrest still there. Lift the pelvis off the femur heads. Get that rotation of forward bending. All right, now bow down, merge the chest with the thighs. If it's not on the leg, the chest with the thigh, then bend it. Bend it, merge it, and now keeping that right hip moving back, keeping the left thigh. So bring that left hip bone around. That's it, Val. Bring it around. So the center of your navel is on the right thigh. The right side wants to shorten, don't let it. You have to imagine I'm there with a rope pulling it back. All right, now place the hands on the hips, inhale, up you come, and change sides. So again, just tools, different ways to work in Parsvottanasana. All right, step back with right heel to the wall or not. Take the arms up to lift the trunk out of the pelvis and then have the memory of the back rest right at those frontal hip bones. Good, Nancy. Yes. Elongate. Your mission is to get the same length in the left side. It wants to shorten. So you've got to bring the right hip around. Come on. Imagine that metal still there. Remember what you felt on the other side when the right ilium bone was not in contact with the metal. Bring it around. So the chair is a very good device to use. Now you have the memory. Now bend the leg if your abdomen is not on the leg, and go from bent to straight by drawing up, first pressing the left foot, lift the arch, lift the kneecap, draw up from the knee to the hip, and balance the ribs side to side. Okay, and now inhale, up you come. Now everyone go back on your back body. We're going to do Supta 1 again. This time we will not use a strap. We will go for the big toe, holding the big toe between our index finger, middle finger, and thumb. And even if the leg bends, so be it. But we're going to the final, so watch. I'm going to take Ukunchanasana, hold the big toe, take the leg beyond 90, and then go to the full pose. All right? If you need to have something for your neck and head, take it. We won't hold it too long with the head up, but it's there. Okay, hold the big toe. Now, for those of you who find it easy to hold the big toe, then hold the sides of the foot. Mary Beth, Val, Peggy, Lane, go to your next step, whatever that is. So if it's super easy to hold the big toe, hold the sides of the foot. If the leg bends a little bit, so be it. Now, lift the chest, lift the head. Now, take the leg with you. Take the leg with you. Watch that right hip. Don't let it move out to the side or up. The metrics still apply. Now the left thigh wants to lift up even more. Use your left hand as you're doing Mary Beth and press the left thigh down. Okay, and then release. All right, I will say that, this pose usually receives a timing of about 2 minutes. It's hard to keep the head up that long. Then we're not doing that today. We're not timing it. But what I would say is if you're going for that 2-minute timing is balance your effort. So knowing that you're going to stay 2 minutes on that side, don't use up all your effort in the early on. Okay, we worked a little bit with that a week ago. Okay. Marina, can you adjust the camera smidge so I can see more of Marina? Okay, left side. If your left side's easier, Val, be careful on, yeah, right? This is that, it's not injured now. So you held the side, then you can hold the big toe on the left side with the sides of the foot. Now, if this side is easier for you, for anyone, then hold the back of the heel. Right? So there's 3 hand positions. Well, first there's a strap, then the big toe. Yeah. Now see if you can straighten the leg, Nancy. Hold the sides of the foot, those who can, or the back of the heel. That's it, Val. Now, when you lift the head up, you might find you have more access to the back of the heel now. Mary Beth, yeah. Hold that back, the outer circumference, that outer rim, the part of the heel that's on the floor. Okay, these look good. Very good, Carla. Good, Julia. Julia, you can go a little bit more, maybe. Just take it to your maximum. And now Dvipada, knees into the chest. It's always good after very asymmetrical poses to do something. It just helps. Okay, now everybody's favorite pose. I'm saying that facetiously. So Revolved triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Nancy, I think for you, you had told me that working with a chair is helpful. Lubna, if I remember correctly, it's the only thing I do remember these days is people in yoga, is anterior facing revolved triangle at the wall. Okay, for that matter, if anyone needs a chair, not just Nancy and Lubna, the wall can take it. All right, so we are going to do Parivrtta Trikonasana, and you know what? Because we did use the chair in Parsvottanasana, let's use the chair because many of you will get a lot out of it. So you have your chair. Look, here's the seat of the chair. Now I'm thinking of Polly, because remember we had all these issues with this pose. So I'm doing it freestanding. I'm putting the seat of the chair so it's the backrest is not facing me. Watch. So I'm stepping back in the same way that I did in Parsvottanasana, and I'm putting a bent left arm. It's opposite leg, opposite arm. It's like what we were talking about with Gail, Supta 3. I'm putting the left arm on the seat of the chair, and I'm turning my chest from the left to the right. Now, the same principles apply. The legs are straight and the hips are balanced. But here's the thing, guys. What do you think happens in revolved triangle more than Parsvottanasana? The hip will want to move out more and move up more. So your job is to keep moving the right hip back and pin that right hip in, right hip moving to the left. Okay, step back with your left heel. You can get the heel to the wall. So remember, the chair seat, guys, Carla, put the chair so it's facing your right shin. The seat of the chair is like this, guys. Here's my seat and my chair, you see? The seat is in line with my right shin, not in front of it, or not even here, right? It's on the side. It's to the chair seat is off to the side. All right, here we go. Lubna, that's good. Use the wall. Use the wall, Lubna, that's excellent. That's it. Go, yeah, keep the back heel down, left arm onto the chair. That's it, Nancy. Hold the chair. Right hand can be on hip or even the backrest and turn. Keep the legs straight, hips balanced. Gail, you have to, I think you're going, so the right leg is in front and your left arm is on the seat of the chair. It's opposite arm, opposite leg. Yeah, you're doing right. Put it on the other side. Okay, keep turning. Keep turning. Now, this is the tough part about the chair. For some of you, like Val, can you see how your left shoulder is higher than your right hip? So the chair seat is too low, okay? Not for everyone. All right, now inhale, come up, but just note that, Val. All right, change sides. Put the chair on the left side, off to the left shin side. Your right arm will belong to the chair. We'll get to the full pose, and Val, this will be better for your trunk. All right, Lubna, stay at the wall. Because Lubna, for you have the advantage of the hips being pinned in by the wall itself. Okay, and now turn. Right hand, good, Julia. Turn, turn. Right arm is on the chair. Keep going. Carla, good. So it's the left leg is in front. It's your right arm. It's revolved triangle. Your right arm is on the seat of the chair. Right arm. That's good, Val. It's better on this side. It's more even, yeah. All right, now inhale, up you come. All right, well done. Now let's do it this way. We're going a little bit, a smidge lower in height. Nancy, I'd like all of you to try this way. Have the chair if you absolutely need it. So if you compare the height of the brick on the high side to the chair, it's about 5 inches lower. Not a lot lower, about 5 inches lower. So watch. Do it one more time. Lubna, stay with the wall. All right, so again, like our Parsvottanasana, right leg's in front. So that means the left arm is reaching out. Hips are balanced. I bring my hand down and have the block closer. The block should be against your shin. So I'm getting a little bit of a close chain between my left forearm and right shin. And I use that power to bring my trunk around from the left to the right. So I want you to press your right shin into your forearm. All right, try it in that manner. All right, we're doing the right, good, Gail. Have the block on the high side beside your right shin. Remember the metrics of the pose. Imagine that chair still there in Parsvarottanasana. That's it. Now, lift the right hand off the hip and open up your chest. Good, Gail. Okay, these look good. Yukiko, that's right. You did the right thing. For you, it's too high. It's true. And you went to the medium side of the brick. Julia, the same thing. So your left shoulder should not be higher than your right hip. And many of you know that. Marina, still keep pressing the right thigh back. Right thigh back. Inhale, up you come. All right, other side, and then we'll work slightly differently. Left leg in front, right leg back. Reach out with the right arm and bring your hand down to the brick. The brick is beside your left shin. Now see if you can assess, not only the legs are straight, the hips are balanced, but keep the right shoulder in line with the hips, not higher and not lower. And turn. Turn. Okay, these are really good. Turn. Now that's good. Turn. If you need to come out, please do. I know it's not a particularly favorite pose of everyone, but we haven't done it. Okay, and now inhale, up you come. All right, now try this. Lubna, that was excellent. Now put your chair to the wall. And you know what, let's do it, but let's not use the chair for this one. We're simply going to lift your leg up. You'll have the belt, put your right foot against the wall, and then you're turning from the left to the right. It's the same thing as revolved triangle, only upright variety. All right, so no chair, could use, but let's do it, yeah. So stand about a slightly less than one leg's distance away. Have your belt in a double loop configuration. And we're going to lift the leg up as we do in Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana one like we did last week. So lift your right leg, take the root of the left thigh back, and then extend to wall. Wait there, get those metrics. Get those metrics. Yukiko, so the foot, you have the trunk facing that right leg. So have the trunk facing it, yes. Hold the strap with two hands for a moment while everyone gets settled in. Nancy, you can use the draw. All right, now remember what we did supine. We were talking about with Gail. Hold it with the left hand. Now,
Ronnie, can you repeat again what we're doing?
We're doing revolved triangle upright. So it's I forget the name.
At the wall though, right?
Yeah, with the right foot at the wall. Pavrita Hasta Padangusthasana. Lubna, that's good. Turn from the left to the right. Nancy, that was good. Val, I think you can step in a smidge. Peggy, excellent. Turn. Marina, you're a little bit too far back. I don't know if you feel that, and it's hyperextending your back. Yes, come forward with the standing leg. If you need to come out, but I want to get to everyone. All right, change sides. All right, these look good. So the interesting thing is, just face the screen, everyone. This is basically revolved triangle, upright. How many of you find this one easier than revolved triangle? Yes. Oddly enough, this one's taught after, which makes no sense. But here's the way my mind works. If you do this before revolved triangle, you'll get a better pose, which we will do revolved triangle again. All right, left heel to the wall. Some of you, and it's very common to take you're too far back. It's less than a leg's different. Marina, step in a little bit. Lift the leg, good. Lubna, extend quickly to wall, hold with two hands, and then quickly swap the hands, holding with the right. Nancy, I think it'll help if you have a larger surface area to put your left foot on. Even if it's a bed, it just helps. The main thing is you're turning. Remember that legs are straight, hips are balanced, and then turn. That's it. Keep turning. Keep turning. Yukiko, watch how the trunk is leaning back. Just be upright. Oh, yeah. That you might have to choke. If the strap is too long, choke down, Yukiko. Nancy, take it on the bed. Peggy, that's really good. All right. Now, just humor me very quickly. Can you do revolved triangle again? So, you know, I know it's a lot to do. It takes a lot of stamina, but here's what I'm trying to get across. If you do this pose before revolved triangle, oftentimes you will get a much better pose, because that pose teaches us this. Right leg in front, left heel to wall. One more time. with block or not, or with chair Nance if you need it. Lubna, you can go try it, yeah, anterior facing the wall with block. Okay, so I'm just trying to make this palatable so that you don't hate me. Now imagine I'm standing behind you with the rope, pulling your hip. Remember that backrest. We did all that work. We have the memory of the legs. Remember just a moment ago, and in Ekapada in the Supta 3, that's it. Lubna, excellent. Julia, beautiful. Okay, these are really coming along. These might be the best set of revolved triangle I've seen in a long time. And I think it's because of the sequence. Now come up and change sides. So the thing is, we can't avoid doing the pose. What we want to give you is a palatable way so you can do the pose. Okay, left leg in front. Carla, that's good. Come on, look, remember the metrics. Lubna, that's really good because now I see the truth of your hips because you're showing me literally from your back side. Don't cross that back leg too far over, Lubna. Yeah, because otherwise you're crisscrossing the groins. All right, I'm going to show this way. We're not going to do it this way, but I want you to see this, what Lubna is doing, because for some of you, especially if you find it hard to twist. So Lubna, I'm going to spotlight you, but I want you to show it in the way you're doing now, but then I'm going to have you face me. Okay, so watch, I'm going to spotlight Lubna. Everyone should see this. All right, so this is Lubna doing same pose. Wait, where's spotlight? All right, Lubna, I'm spotlighting you. All right, you see how our hips are balanced? So this is an anterior. Anterior means the front body, the front chain is touching the wall. It also helps people turn some more. Okay, so watch the hip against the wall, Lubna. Imagine it's just drawing, yes, back toward me. The great thing about this way is how the wall itself, because it's, concrete or whatever it is, it's pinning that hip in. All right, now Lubna, face us. So do you see how the groin, when you had the leg crisscrossed over, that's an unhealthy action for your hips. Okay, now watch her go again. She's holding the wall. Yes. Yes, head back, that's it. So I just want you to see what it's still anterior facing, but now you see it from a different view. Okay, so put that in your memory banks. Thank you, Lubna. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now let's do this. Come back, everyone, and do Supta Panagusthasana 3 again, the one that Gail wanted some clarification on. Okay, Lubna, you need the belt. It's interesting, Lubna, because when you look at me, Lubna. So you had the legs in this way. Do you see that crisscrossing? That's what I don't want you to do. In the first round, what I saw first. Okay, Supta 3. Now hold the big toe. Those of you who can. You're holding the big toe. If you can't hold the big toe, so leg is up. Hold the big toe with the left hand and stay on the median line. Is this the name? It used to be Utthita Panagusthasana 3, and then they changed the name. Okay, and now go. I hope you can all hear me because now they're saying my internet connection is not stable. All right, that's good. Resist out. Those of you who have any groin issues, you're putting the belt, Carla, remember, into that hip. Resist out. Don't let the groins collide or crisscross. Change sides when you're ready. So this is a good primer on how to do revolved triangle. Starting with Supta 1 and Parsvottanasana and then taking it to its max. Okay. So now the left leg is crossing to the right. Resist the inner thighs away from each other. Peggy, that's good. It's not likely that the left foot will come near the floor. It's, I would say, halfway between the ceiling and the floor, roughly. Take it your left to the right. Turn the abdomen away. Good. You're turning your abdomen now from the right to the left. Left hip is a smidge off the floor. Okay. Now just take both knees into the chest for symmetry. Good, good, good. All right. All right, so first we're going to do now Jethara Parvatasana with bent legs. So let me just show you in this manner. So the legs are bent. I'm swinging bent legs, both bent legs to the right. As I take the legs to the right, the knees, the feet hover away from the floor, and I'm really actively turning my belly, as you just did in the previous pose, from the right to the left. The left hip has lifted off the floor a little bit, but I maintain the median line of the chest to the ceiling. All right, so we're starting with, we haven't done this in a while. All right, so everyone starting with the knees bent, feet, yeah, shins parallel to the ceiling. All right, now be with the left side of your body as you swing the legs to the right, turn the abdomen from the right to the left, hover the feet off the floor. Legs are bent. Legs are bent. Good. Now come back to center. Well done. Wait there. Now extend through your right arm. Turn the abdomen from the left to the right as you swing and hover the bent legs to the left. Pause. Well done. Okay, that was easy. All right, so we don't need to do another round, but we're going to stay with the pose. So now, same thing, only I'm going bent to straight. So I'm starting with bent legs. I turn. So it's an as you take the legs to the right, I'm turning right to left, and then I harden through the heels. You see how I went from this position of the feet to extending through. If anyone has any back pain on straighten the legs, then stay with bent leg. Anyone have questions? Okay, you're on your backs, starting with bent leg. All right, now again, swing the legs to the right, but turn right to left. Now harden through your heels. So you see, I flex my feet. So my toes were higher than my heels, and I straighten the legs. So you're in a V shape. Think of dog pose. We're in a V shape. Remember, aim the legs, good Mary Beth, so that they're higher than your hips. Otherwise, I would stay with bent legs because it can be hard on the back. Come back to bend the legs, come back to center. Let me see the other side, bend to straight. Okay, stay on the median line. If you cannot stay on the median line, what do? You shift the pelvis. Now turn, swing the legs to the left, turn from the left to the right, harden through your heels to straighten through the legs. Look at your legs and make sure, Val, that they're higher than your hips. Otherwise, it's hard on the back. Yes, Val, that means, yes, that's it, my friend. There, look, you raised them 6 inches. Okay, anyone have questions? Because we're on what I just said in terms of where the legs should be in space. Was that clear? Not lower than the hips. It's hard on the back. All right, now we go to the final where the legs are straight. But before we do this, we're going to do a timing in UPP, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. 90 degrees though, Mary Beth, just 90. Yeah, take them back to the wall. Take your arms out to the side. Those of you with the energy can take them overhead. Out to the side will help you endure. Decentralize. It'll help you also relax. Spread your abdomen, find that Viparita Karani abdomen. Just staying 2 minutes. Legs are up. Legs are airborne now. That's a Yukiko. Not beyond 90. Pull the toes down. Harden through the heels. That's it, Gail. Flex the feet. Yeah, pull the toes down, lift the heels up. Good, Marina. Heels down, heels up, toes down. Good, Julia. If you have stripes on your leggings, they are perpendicular to the floor. Carla, take the legs a smidge closer to the trunk. Yes, you can hold the sides of the mat. If your arms are tired overhead, hold the sides of the mat. I like the decentralized position because even in this pose that does take effort, it has a calming effect when we decentralize the arms. Lubna, take the legs a little bit toward the chest side. Nancy, same thing. Harden through the heels. Watch how there's a bit of valleys, Yukiko, in the backs of the legs. So see if you can keep the knees firm, but legs at 90. Good, Gail. I hope someone's timing. Okay, take the knees into the chest. Just take a bit of a respite there. All right, now, watch. So you know where we're going with this. I think it might be, I can show from the profile, I can show from the backside. Backside might be easier for a moment. So I go back to 90. And now, this is where some of you will find it helpful to shift the pelvis. You see what I just did? A smidge to my left so that I can stay on the median line. The reason being, the legs are long levers and they're heavy levers. It's physics. So when the legs come out to the right, there's a tendency to go to the right. So I shifted. Let me show you what I did from the side so it's perfectly clear. If it's not clear, I'm begging you to come on and let me explain it better. Okay, so watch. We're going, I go back to UPP. All right, my arms are out to the side, which is the classic way. So I'm shifting a little bit to the left so I can maintain the median line of my chest to the ceiling. And then I synchronize, my legs are going to the right, but I'm turning my abdomen right to left, and I aim high. I'm aiming my feet into the palm of my right hand. I hold 2, 3, 4. I lift straight versus bent. I'll shift a smidge to the left, right, sorry. Aim well into the palm of this hand now, to a better angle for you to see. And inhale, lift the legs straight. Okay, was that clear? Lubna? Okay. All right, here we go. Start with UPP. Such a good pose to, abdominal work, we have to do abdominal work. All right, now, you find out, chances are you'll need to shift because the legs are heavy, and when they go straight over to the right, turning the abdomen from the right to the left, shift the pelvis to the left, aim high, good Val, aim high, good Nance, aim high, hold it, even higher, Lubna. If your legs are lower, then I implore you to bend the legs and go back to bend to straight. Inhale, lift, back to UPP, pause, shift a smidge to your right, aim the feet into the palm of your left hand as you simultaneously turn from the left to the right. You can always go back to bend to straight. Good, Peggy. Inhale, up you come. All right, let's take another round. Good, Julia. All right, back to UPP, back to knees in. No one's back should hurt. Then you really should go back to bend to straight or just stay with bend. Legs up. Shift a smidge to your left pelvis. Aim well into the right palm, turning the abdomen from the right to the left. Hold it if you can for a few counts. That's good, Lubna. Okay, now inhale, lift the legs up, and then shift to your right as you aim the hands, feet into the palm of the left hand, turning abdomen left to right. Mary Beth, that's really good. All right, now inhale, up you come. Take a well-deserved rest of knees into the chest. Good. All right. Now you're going to, you can sit in profile, all right, to me in Dandasana, and then just watch. So we're going to take the knees into the chest. We're going to hold the sides of the feet. And then before you straighten the legs, lift the lower spine up. If you can't hold the sides of the feet, use the strap and take the legs into Ubaya Padangusthasana. All right, if anyone's back hurts, then simply place your feet at the wall and lift your lower spine, not this, okay? I hope you can see that. All right, here we go. Start in Dandasana, feet together. But make sure you can feel the backs of your legs. Have a belt nearby in case you need it. Seal the legs to the floor. So none of this, right? We talked about this Tuesday. And Pei, I'm going to go to Paschimottanasana for you with the bolster thing. I haven't forgotten. And then lift your side ribs. All right, now bend the legs. Bend the legs. Heels can be on the floor. Lift your lower spine. All right, now lift the heels off the floor. Hold the backs of the thighs. Lift your lower spine. All right, now hold the sides of the feet. Use a belt if you can. Part of this is long arms and also flexibility in your hips. And now stretch your legs any amount. Good, Nancy. Stretch the legs. So you're ending up in this another V-shaped position. Remember, you have to lift the side walls of your waist up so you're balancing. Oh, these look good. Okay, and down you come. All right, we're going to do it another time. If that was easy for some of you holding the sides of the foot, then I want you to hold here, the back of the heel, but you have to keep lifting. The hard part about this is not straining the legs. I mean, straining the legs is challenging to some level. The hard part is not letting the back do this. So when the legs are bent, you have to, that's why I had you heels down, lift the lower spine, hold the backs of the spine, hold the backs of the thighs, lift the lower spine, hold the sides of the feet with the heels now, lift the lower spine. You have to climb up the ladder. Okay, here we go. Start when you're ready. If you can't hold the sides of the foot, then use a belt. All right, heels down, toes up, lift the lower spine. Okay, now hold the backs of the thighs, lift the lower spine. Now finally outstretch the legs in the same manner we went to Jethro. Good. That's really good. Now those who can, keeping your chest vertical, your lower spine vertical, as you did in Supta 1, take the legs toward you as you come closer to the legs. That's it, Mary Beth. Let the elbows go out to the side, like Paschimottanasana on your buttocks. Okay, now take the legs down, feet together, and come into Paschimottanasana. Come forward. If you find that the back, it's too hard in the back, you can sit on a bed, on a chair, and reach out to something. All right. These look good. Remember, the top of the knee wants to bend, don't let it. Okay, now inhale, up you come. All right, now to bring us full circle back to where an hour ago, we did child's pose with the arms backward and out to the side and then forward. We could have done it in Parsvottanasana, but watch. So ideally, you're going to need 2 bolsters for this one. If you don't have 2 bolsters, use a bolster and 2 blankets. One on the right, one on the left. So watch. So some people had said on Tuesday, when they go forward, this part, this muscle, this big wide trapezius muscle falls on their neck. So I had made suggestions for them. All right. So I'm going to show you what that is. So watch. And we could have done arms backward in Parsvottanasana. So you're going to take your arms backward. The backward motion of the arms reaching back helps me bring my trunk forward. And then beyond the feet, which is why we did Ubaya Padangusthasana, you can have a bolster or even blocks there and go down. Okay? I hope that's clear. Now, I just want to show one thing because I didn't teach this. Mary Beth, you might have alluded to this on Tuesday. I think it was Mary Beth. One of the ways I like to do Parsvottanasana, we didn't do it today, I had it in my notes, but I skipped it, is take the arms backward. You use the chair instead, but the arms reaching backward like I'm doing helps you bring the trunk forward. Mary Beth, was it you who said that? Yeah. Okay, so just so that you can make sense of this. Nancy, do you have questions?
Yeah, Ronnie, you froze in the middle of doing that demonstration, at least for me. So can you redo it?
Yeah, so what I was saying, Nancy, is we've been working on Parsvottanasana. Another
No,
way.
I'm talking about the seated position that you want us to
Oh,
do.
the seated one. Okay, let me show you from this position. I'll show it from this position. All right. So this is what we're doing. So if you don't have 2 bolsters, you'll need 2 blankets to make a bolster. You'll have 1 bolster and 2 blankets, off to the right, off to the left. So watch. You'll have the bolsters by the sides of your thighs. And then you're going to extend the arms backward so that the trunk can extend forward. Then you're taking the arms, Nancy, to the sides. And I'm putting them on the bolster to decentralize so my trapezius can move toward my waist. And then I'm taking my arms, wrapping them around my feet or you can put blocks there. I have long arms, so I can reach beyond my feet. Okay? All right, let's try this. If anyone's back is hurting, I suggest sitting on a seat of a chair and reaching toward a wall. Lubna, are you okay? All right, let's see. All right, Carla, I'd be curious to see how this works for you. All right, so extend the arms backward. And to Mary Beth's point, see, when you use the arms to get that traction of the pelvis over the femur head, you're going forward as your arms reach backward, pause there, and take the arms out to the side. Enjoy the trapezius moving down. Peggy, and if your neck bothers, you can put another bolster or blanket for your forehead. That's another. Now extend the arms forward, feet are together. Ideally, if you need to be apart, do so, and have your hands beyond the feet. So we're going from 3 different arm positions. That's invaluable. You can hold this. Yes, you can hold your wrists or your fingers going to the final. The final pose, the chest is resting on the thighs. The hands are interlaced beyond the feet. The arms are straight in the final position, which we often don't teach because we usually get to the more of the, what I would call the second position where the arms are lifting up, but this is the final. Okay, and now slowly come out. All right, now you're gonna lie on your back. I mean, there's, you could spend a whole, you could spend an hour and a half on Paschimottanasana, but I'm afraid that would kill me and you. All right, so lie on your back. And we're going to do the antidote to Paschimottanasana, which is, of course, Chatuspadasana. So if your knees will allow you, watch, you hold your ankles, you bring the heels in as close to the buttocks as the knees will allow. The feet are hip width apart, the thighs don't roll in, nor do the thighs roll out. You can put a block or a blanket between the legs, and then you'll use the arms in that same position of Viparita Karani. Press down and lift. Remember that buttock I was talking about, that bottom buttock? I want that bottom buttock to be high. Don't let the legs splay out. All right, 15, 25. We did 15 on Tuesday. Let's go for 25. You don't have to hold them long. It's grunt work, but it's just necessary. So you're strengthening your hamstrings. Maybe that's the cat. Okay, press the feet, press the elbows, go up. If it helps you to lift your heels up, use lift the pelvis. Center pelvis is not thrusting forward, but lift up. Just imagine I had a belt. I'm standing in the room with you. I had a belt underneath your mid buttock, hoisting it up to the ceiling. Continue on 25 in that manner. Yeah, my internet connection is unstable, Nancy. I don't know why.